Hey y'all, so we're gonna do another voiceover because I do faster when I do voiceovers. My bestie is in town, so we're going to a sports bar. So we're gonna go through it fast and watch me create I think I'm gonna just do a natural face because we're just going to a sports bar. So I just had to moisturize the lips so that they're not dry, because boy, they was dry. All right, stay tuned. Get y'all makeups. Get all your stuff, your moisturizers, your face care, your eyebrow stuff, your foundation, concealer, everything you need. And let's do our makeup together. Let's go. Okay, well, you already know. We're starting off with the eyebrows first. This is the way I do makeup. I have to do the eyebrows first, and I'm going to show you why in this video. So anyways, I'm using the Benefit pencil, the eyebrow pencil in 4.5, or the shade 4.5. How I do my eyebrows, I literally draw a line at the bottom of my eyebrow. I draw a line at the back of my eyebrow, at the top. I kind of do the top as well. Let me not say just the back. But in the front, I just do up and down hair-like strokes, as you see. And then I just begin to fill in my eyebrow. Here, I'm just filling in the eyebrows. So here I am doing the bottom. And you see right here, boop, you see that mistake? Just imagine, swipe, you see that? And just imagine my makeup would have been done. I'm constantly always, not constantly, but I'm usually wiping away some type of line that don't belong to my eyebrows. So that's why I do eyebrows first, okay? But hair-like strokes here, just up and down. Make it look like hair in the front. You don't want a boxy look. Here it is. I'm using the NYX brow glue just to keep my eyebrows in place. I just do a thin layer on top of the eyebrows to keep them in place. I am using my Morphe my Morphe my Morphe brush in M432. It's the one that's just basically straight across. And I line underneath my eyebrow. I show you the easiest way how I clean up my eyebrow. I use the Kevin Aucoin concealer in XX13. My eyebrows are in no way type of grooming has been done, okay? So I use a thick concealer to basically cover up any hair that I'm covering here, just to give a really pretty arch. So I'm taking that thick concealer and I line underneath my eyebrows. That's the only thing I do. If I feel like my eyebrows are a little too thick, I line the top, but I only do the bottom. And I bring the concealer down to my eyelid for my base for my makeup or my eye products. I'm just brushing out, thinning out that concealer here, and I'm just covering the eyebrow. Or not eyebrow, I'm sorry. I'm covering the eyelid. I'm using the Airspun loose setting powder, and I'm just covering my eyebrow and my eyelid, just to mattify the concealer so it's not sticky, and it allows my eye palette, my eye makeup to go on the eyes very smoothly. I'm using the Makeup by Mario eye palette, and again, I plan for this to be a very easy brown look. And I had a little extra time, so I used 3 different I think 3. We're gonna find out right now. So I'm using just a soft brown shade, and this is just what we call the transition shade. This is your first shade that you apply right underneath your eyebrow, that transition that color down to your eyelid. I always start from I usually start with my transition shade. It just it allows me to figure out what I'm gonna do in my eye. And this is just the darkest brown shade in that Makeup by Mario eye palette. It's just a dark brown. And I only used brown. I didn't touch black. And I always start off with the back of my eyelid, like you see, and then I swipe it over. I'm telling you, the easiest way to do this, if you pounce that eyeshadow on your eyelid and then spread it. Here, I was kind of trying to spread it before applying it, so it took me a little bit longer to get pigment. But the best way to do it, pounce that eyeshadow on your eyelid until you get the correct amount that you want, and then swipe it over. But you could do it like this, but it took me maybe a little bit longer. But overall, it did not take me a long time to do this eyeshadow. So again, we have that transitional brown, and then I have that dark brown underneath. And look, y'all, I got this brush from the dollar store. It was literally $1.50. I thought I was going to use this to apply concealer. But y'all, I found my new eyeshadow brush to apply like my little shiny eyeshadow that I do in the front, y'all. This is like a perfect, if you do a cut crease, this would be perfect. It's big and you don't have to do much to it. But yeah, I went in with the Anastasia eyeshadow palette and I applied this really pretty, soft, cool color, silverish color. But yeah, I don't do a crazy cut crease. I literally just use this big old brush and I go over the front with this color. It was a really pretty color. And I'm just kind of going over it just to get more pigment. But again, I'm telling you, it might have took me 5 minutes to do this eyeshadow look. Maybe around 5 minutes. It was very simple. So once I got the color payoff that I want on the front, I take the same brush that I use, that dark brown shade. I don't have any extra product on it. And I just brush that color in the back just to make sure everything blends in smoothly together. So you saw me wipe away any fallout. Then I applied my e.l.f. moisturizer. Then I applied the Glow Recipe Dewdrops just to give that shine to the face. And then here I am applying my e.l.f. Putty Primer. This allows your face not to be oily during the day. I'm telling you, you guys need to use this. This mats your face and prevents your face looking oily with your makeup. And then I am using the e.l.f. This is the Power Grip Primer. And I'm just patting it on my face. I'm just allowing that to settle on my face so that that foundation can stick to the face. And then usually I do the eye cream before I do all that. I obviously forgot. I got carried away. But this is just some eye cream. You want to apply that underneath the eye so that your face doesn't look too dry. And then I set everything with the Morphe Continuous Prep Setting Mist Spray. Okay, y'all, this is going kind of fast. But that's me applying my foundation. I mix my two concoctions that I love together, my Fenty in 420 and my NARS foundation in Manius. And I'm just using my Morphe brush. This Morphe brush is in E63. And I'm just pushing the foundation in the face. I use 3 pumps total between the two. So I think I did 2 NARS and 1 of the Fenty. And I mix the colors together and I apply it to my face. And I just pounced that brush and I apply it all over my face. And do not forget to apply it underneath your chin so you don't have that mask look. All right, so this is the concealer. I went ahead. This color here is the Born This Way in Mocha. I love this shade, y'all. So I applied this underneath my eyes, underneath my nose, and my chin. And then I used the also used it on my forehead. Then I used the Born This Way in Buttercup. Is it Buttercup? Butterscotch, y'all, sorry. I do the butterscotch. Here it is right here. It kind of looks like it's the same color, but it's not. It's lighter than the mocha. I applied this to the inner corner and to the bridge of my nose. This is just a brighter shade to kind of make my eyes pop out or underneath a little bit better and my nose to pop out more. And I'm using a cream contour. This is the Juvia's Place in shade Amber. And I'm using the bronzer it's not too dark. It's like a perfect shade if you're trying to go with a natural look. So at least did that, okay? I pull this out when I do a natural look because it's not too harsh. And this Juvia's Place bronzer is beginner friendly. The pigment is not too hard and you can just build it up. And you go underneath but you go on the high cheekbone areas into the forehead. And you kind of bring it around basically the perimeter of your face. This kind of gives your face a warm look, and it gives it a little bit more color, especially since we're going in with that bright under eye. So like I said, I go underneath here it is, upper cheekbones and around to the forehead. Okay, now I'm using the Real Technique setting brush. And I always start off with my chin area. I work underneath my nose. I then brush out the edges of underneath my eyes. I allow the inner corner or underneath the eye to sit the longest, just so that it gets thicker and you have more of a coverage for a full face look. So I'm spreading it out. Well, you kind of want to keep it in the same area. I just went a little bit ham on my concealer. I normally don't use that much products, but I have no complaints about it because I end up using bronzer and liquid blush, so it's absolutely okay. I spread it out over my forehead and underneath my eyes. Now I take a moistened beauty blender sponge and I'm just pushing that concealer in. I'm getting rid of any excess of concealer that's on my face because like I said, I use a little bit more than I normally do. And I do not want that on my face because it's going to give a thick, caking looking face, okay? So I'm just pushing in my sponge into my face where I'm getting rid of any excess of concealer underneath my eyes or my forehead and on my nose. And that's what I'm using the sponge for. With a sponge, it picks up more product. So that's why you only use the brush unless I feel like I need to kind of pick up any excess of product like I'm doing now. Okay, this is the brush that we use the bronzer with, and I don't have any extra product on it. I'm just using that to blend in between the bronzer and the concealer. So you see me only go over the edges over my forehead, and do you see how it blends in? It's not that harsh line anymore. And I do the same thing with my cheekbones. And you'll kind of see me go back and forth between that brush and the sponge. And now I'm using the Juvia's Place liquid blush. And let me see, this is in the shade Dahlia. Let me tell you, y'all, I only use one dot. And you see the pigment? I had to go get a napkin. You always have an extra napkin in front of you, so when you apply it to your face, you can wipe it off on the napkin so that you're not continuously applying more product to the face and you're just not spreading around the product. So I pounce it on my face, and then I'll take my brush and I'll wipe the napkin to get rid of any excessive stuff on my brush. But I just go back and forth and until I feel like it's blended out the best way. And then I'm using my setting brush. I'm showing you basically how to do a face if you might have put too much product on your face. You don't have to wipe it away. You just have to blend. So I'm showing you how to blend. You just have to blend. You have to go back between brushes until you get it to the right color that you want. I took that concealer brush and then I just went over the top part of the blush so that those two can mix together. And then I went and used my bronzer brush and I went over that. And you just have to go back and forth. See, I don't have any extra product on my sponge, and I just carve out underneath my cheekbones just to kind of give a more snatched face. So now we're going to set underneath the eyes. Before you set, you want to make sure you get rid of any possible creasing underneath your eye. So I took the sponge and I went in one more time underneath my eyes. I pushed in the product, and then I take my brush and I'm using the Maybelline setting powder in shade 330. And I just take that brush and I apply that product. So you use the sponge, push in that concealer, get rid of any creasing, and then you take the brush with the setting powder and I apply that underneath my eyes. I use a pressed setting powder before I use loose setting powder now because it gives a more flawless look. I don't know, it just makes underneath your eyes look more blurred out, okay? So now I'm using the one size, and this is the pink loose setting powder in one size. I love this. This gives a more brighter look compared to the translucent loose setting powder. So I said, hey, why not? Let's do it. Let's go on with the one size in pink. So I take the loose setting powder and I go over every area where we concealed. So first I go underneath the eyes. So I'm taking that loose setting powder and I'm applying it over the pressed powder. Then you'll see me go underneath my chin. I'll go underneath my nose. I'll go over my forehead. And then I only bake on my nose. And that allows the nose contour to pop out more because your nose, on the bridge of the nose, is like a brighter shade. And it just makes makes my nose look more snatched, okay? And I allow that powder to bake on my nose a little bit longer. So this is the Pat McGrath, this is their bronzer, and this is in the shade Mahogany. And I'm just going over that Juvia's Place bronzer that we applied. This is not a bronzer, I'm sorry. This is more of a contour shade for me. It's a dark shade, so it's going to give more of a shadow. So I go on the lower part of my, over my cheekbones, and I go over the Juvia's Place. And you'll see me eventually, I'll use the Fenty and Mocha Mami, and I'll go over the top part to warm up the face. But here I am, I'm just contouring the nose. This is the Bronze Boo in Black Opal. I use the same powder because it works very well. It's a perfect shade, not too dark, not too light. You don't want to use a dark contour shade on your nose because it's just going to look like you have two lines on your nose. So I use a shade that's a little bit darker than my skin complexion. And I take it to the front of the eyebrows and I go all the way down to the tip of my nose. The more slim you want your nose is the slimmer you make the loose powder in the middle of your nose. So I also baked on the side of my nose, and I am just using my pressed powder. I went in with the one size, and this is in dark one. I go over my entire face with this powder except for under my eyes, just to make sure everything blends in together. This is like my blending product, okay? And then now I went in with the Glowish from Huda, and this is in shade number 04. This is a glowy look, so it's almost like my highlighter. So I don't use any highlighter on my face because I applied this. It has like a glowy look. So like I said, it's almost like a highlighter. So this is the Fenty and Mocha Mami, and I'm going over the higher part of my cheekbones. This is a warmer color. It has more of a red shade. Honestly, you can use this for a blush, but you know, I'm extra. I still go in with a little bit of blush. But yeah. And now here I am. I'm just brushing away that loose setting powder. I don't have anything extra on my brush. Now I'm just pushing in that loose powder underneath my eyes. And I'm using the morphing setting spray, and I'm spraying the entire face just to allow that face not to look so powdery. It kind of melts everything in together. And I'm just going to push the setting spray into my face so that my makeup looks more flawless. Again, there's nothing extra on my brush. I'm just pushing in that loose setting powder that we applied. This is the blush. I wanted to show you the orange color that I'm using. I just use a little bit of orange just to cover that Juvia's Place. I mean, you see the Juvia's Place, the liquid blush is still peeking through all that because it's so pigmented, but I still wanted to apply some on blush. I take this color and I go really my upper part of my cheekbones, just to bring just a pretty orange, summery vibe to my cheeks. Now, this is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is optional. You do not have to do this. This just brightens underneath my eyes a little bit more. I apply it really just to the inner corner of underneath my eyes. Like I said, just to brighten that area. This is the One Size mascara. I always apply mascara before I apply my false lashes. This is almost like tight lining almost, and it darkens the eyes, so it makes your falsies blend in really good together with your real eyelashes. Now, I love this product, y'all. If anything, with Sephora, this is a great pigment. This is in the shade, let me see, Peacock Blue. You see, I didn't even use a white first. I went in straight with the Sephora, and you see the pigment. I mean, you don't have to do too much with this product. I applied that underneath my eyes, and I brought it down a little bit. So instead of applying brown underneath my eyes, which I always do, I just took this and I brought it down a little bit more. And then I just applied mascara underneath to my bottom lashes. And that's the only thing I do to my under eyes. I mean, this stuff is worth it. It's like $8 after the Sephora sale, okay? So y'all, I went out my comfort zone, outside of my nude, and I applied this beautiful MAC red. Well, it's not red, it's like a cranberry shade. It is so pretty. With these colors, I had to take my time. I take my time and I line with the duffel, whatever you call it. I use it and I line my lips with it as like a liner. It's almost like a liner, and then you just color it in. So I line the top part of my lips, I line the bottom of my lips, and then I fill it in. Take your time, ladies, when it comes to color. Because once you get that off your face, now granted, you can fix it. I end up fixing just a little bit. I don't know if I showed in my video. And I literally took my brush that I used to conceal underneath my eyebrows, and I just lightly went over the bottom of my lid at the bottom, just so that, because I kind of went over a little bit on one area. That's the only thing I do. And then I just brush it into my skin. But yeah, this color is really, really pretty. I think this is probably when I'm concealing a little bit of underneath my lip. But yeah, this color is so pretty. Take your time, ladies, when you're using color lips. That's all I can say. Take your time. This is the bottom mascara that I'm using from One Size. Same mascara that I applied to the top part of my eyelashes. This is really good product. And I'm not big on spending a lot of money on mascara. Not even a little bit. Because my Essence that I get from Amazon, that's like $4. It works just as well. Okay? But this mascara is really good. So I'm not even going to complain. It does what it needs to do. Here I am applying falsies. I always look down. There's a mirror in my hand where I'm looking at. And I take my falsie tweezers, and I just apply it straight to my eye. I always attach the center part of the lash, and then I go in with the edges and I push those in, which I'm doing now. and then I mash my real lashes with the falsies, with the mascara, and I just push them in together until they blend in good. Okay, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and I'm going in over my face, and I apply a brush, and I just, there it is, and I just push that setting spray into my face. Okay, so we're gonna do the exit video again because my kids is, anyways. Okay, so we finished the face, and this is the face. I know it was supposed to be a natural look, but I have like 3 different colors on my eyes, which I didn't plan to do, and it didn't really take me a long time. I used the Makeup by Mario, and then I used the front with the Anastasia. Sorry, y'all. Which ended up being really pretty. It didn't take me long, but I do have more than 1 or 2 shades, which I would no longer say this is a natural look. And I have this cranberry-ish red color on my lips, which is super pretty. It's a matte color. I love MAC. I need to start pulling these back out. I have a bunch of these. This is the shade Dance With Me. It comes on. It's obviously liquid, and then it gets matte. And the spoolie, whatever you call it, it's like a perfect shape where you can just kind of go in and line your lips with the color and then just kind of fill it in. With these type of colors, I go slow, so I'm gonna probably speed my video up because I don't want it to get messy all over my face, but it's a very pretty color. But anyways, this is the face. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys else want to see, because, you know, like I tell you all the time, I'm gonna post videos. I'm gonna post videos, so you just let me know what you guys want to see. Oh, I didn't realize I have Wheezy playing in the background, y'all. Anyways, this is the final look. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you were able to pull out some makeups. Like I said, this is a voiceover, so I didn't really get too detailed with it, but hopefully I do when I do the recording. But yes, this is the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.